I was recently on the Bob and Brad YouTube channel answering people's questions about their aches and pains. And even though I was on there for over an hour, we didn't get to all the questions, so I'm answering the remaining questions here. This one is from Rose Enos, and they say that they can't straighten their right arm. It's bent at the elbow. The orthopedic doctor and x-rays couldn't explain why or how to correct it. Some information that I don't have about this is whether this is a hard, feels like a hard bony block. For instance, it just stops suddenly and it feels like you're butting up into a bone, or is it a softer end feel that has a little give to it that but you just can't seem to go any further because it's a soft end feel? I'm going to guess, because the x-ray came back negative, that this is more of a softer end feel and has more to do with soft tissues. All right, I'm going to show you a really easy test to try and help figure this out for you. So what we're going to do is you're just going to stand here with your thumbs pointed to the ceiling. And you're simply going to turn your thumbs down. When you turn your thumbs down, do the elbows move away from your body? Turn the thumbs back up to the ceiling and then turn the palms up to the ceiling. And when you do that, does your elbow move closer to your body? If either of these two things are happening, if the elbows are moving at all, it means likely that your deep forearm pronators are tight. And so the deep forearm pronators move in and they cross the elbow joint, and they attach at the outer part of the elbow and the inner part of the elbow, often contributing to chronic tennis elbow and golfer's elbow and things like that. And so this would be the first test that I would do with you to see whether this is causing it. So if you find most people's forearms are tight in this direction, and this is because of all the typing we do and all the gadgets that we play with, and everything that we do is here, and people rarely get into this position anymore. So what you can simply do, if you find this to be the case with you, is just simply sit at a table, rest your arm on a table, and you want your elbow to be bent at 90 degrees like this. You're going to rotate the palm up as far as it feels comfortable going. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your other hand and you're going to grab below your wrist like this, and you're going to stretch that further so it's facing more upright. You should feel a fairly significant stretch in the forearm at the elbow and possibly even at the wrist. And if you can have someone else do this for you, they would then grip your forearm in two places. They would grip it here, where I just did, and also at the closer to the elbow joint, and stretch that into this palm up position. I would be really curious to know whether stretching like that causes the elbow to have more range of motion. I would almost bet that it does. The other thing that I'm wondering about is there a loss of strength associated with this? So there's something that we have in physical therapy called a hand dynamometer, and it allows us to test grip strength in different positions here. And I'm wondering if anyone has tested your grip strength to see whether there is a loss in grip strength there. If there is, this also could be a forearm elbow tightness issue that's contributing to that, or it could be something that's happening more up in the neck that's compromising nerves running down your arm. So if you haven't been tested by a physical therapist, really I would encourage you to go to a physical therapist and let them test this out for you. But in the meantime, try this little forearm stretch and see if that starts to open up your range of motion for you. And if it does, then continue doing the stretch, and I would do it 3 to 5 times a day and see if after 2 or 3 days you have more range of motion. Now, the best way to measure that is, in physical therapy, we have these things called goniometers. And so what I would first do is measure the degree angle that your elbow seems to be stuck at. That gives us an objective number so that we can say, we do that stretch and then, oh look, yeah, you've got 5 more degrees now. And I find that this is important with things like this, because what most people will do is they'll say, oh, my elbow doesn't go beyond here. We do the stretch, it opens up more, but they say, see, it still can't straighten. Well, it may not straighten yet. If we're on the right track, we should see an improvement immediately in range of motion. And so most people they think, oh, we do one stretch and it should straighten out all the way, and if it doesn't, then it's not working. Well, not so. So if the stretch is showing us the direction that we should be moving, and so if you do this stretch and your elbow can move open 3 or 5 degrees more after just one bout of stretching, then we would do more stretching to see if we can get 10 degrees. And then maybe tomorrow we start at that 10 degrees and then we can get 15 degrees and then 20 degrees and so forth. So this is one thing that it's really interesting I find, is that this is a common behavior with people trying to understand whether something's helping them. They expect 100% improvement immediately from something when it happens in degrees of motion. And so this is how I would go about determining whether this is helping you. And you know, if the forearm stretch doesn't help you, this is how you would determine if anything is helping you, is figure out what degree angle that is, and then do whatever treatment someone says should be helping, and then retest that immediately, that range of motion, to see whether it is improved. If it is improved, you should continue that exercise to continue helping you, regardless of whether it's this one or any other kind of exercise. And this frankly goes for pain anywhere in the body. You always want to get a good objective measurement of range of motion or strength prior to performing some intervention, and then you do that intervention again and get another objective measurement immediately after to see whether there is improvement. If there is, then you're on the right track. All right, so if you have questions about your own aches or pains, please leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to make a video for you. If you want to read more about how I think about the shoulder and elbow, I've written a book called Fixing You Shoulder and Elbow Pain many years ago that you can read that on Amazon. Otherwise, subscribe, like, and share this channel.